Welcome back, guys. Today, the newest season of The Record of Ragnarok has just dropped, and you know what it means. A new hack-slash story is about to unwind, about the fate of humanity and the battle between gods and humans. Last time, Buddha took the side of humans and turned the whole arena upside down, and it is thanks to him that humans were able to secure a third win against the gods. And even after being all beaten up, he still flirts with Brunhild like a charmer. But he was then sent for surgery immediately. And thanks to Buddha's betrayal, now Odin was also up to something with Beelzebub. He himself was at his wit's end for a heated battle. Meanwhile, when Brunhild was on her way, she saw a perfect replica of herself. At first, it felt like some sort of trick of the gods, but nah, it's a guy named Nostradamus. He was thinking it's his turn, but Brunhild is saving him for last. This guy was rotting in hell when Brunhild had picked him up as a champion, and even there, he was a headache to the undeads. Nostradamus had tried to break Bifrost. It was just madness between heaven, earth, and hell. After a long battle between heaven and hell, this gate was built to separate the two worlds, and the only ones who can travel freely are the two brothers, Shiva and Odin. So that's why what Nostradamus did was a taboo. So Brunhild orders him to wait quietly. She's considering him the joker of this battle. Now, 3 wins for both sides were registered, so Brun is thinking of going all out, and to top it off, the gods were furious at Buddha's betrayal. All the battles until now were nothing but amazing, like the first one between Thor and Lubu. Normally, humans couldn't even stand against gods, but it was thanks to the Valkyries they could. They turned themselves into a weapon that can harm the gods, but the only downside is that they assimilate with their users, so if the human dies, the Valkyrie dies too. That's how the human side lost, and both Lubu and the Valkyrie died. Then it was the most intense match in the history of gods and humans. It was against Zeus and Adam. Adam really gave one heck of a fight to Zeus, but that one drop of blood broke his concentration, and poor Adam went into a losing streak. Zeus hit the chance, and in the end, Adam died on his feet. So when all hope seemed to be lost after humans lost 2 rounds, the third round came as a ray of hope. It wasn't easy. The opponent was Poseidon himself. Yes, but Sasaki didn't flinch in his fight. He faced the supreme god of the sea with unwavering will, and with this, he was able to defeat the sea god. It was a miracle itself that finally raised the human's will to survive and fight. And then comes a dreadful match, the 4th round, where the most cruel criminal of his time, Jack the Ripper, was up against Hercules. Jack's methods were really impressive against the god who relied on strength. But what came as a real shocker was that his gloves could turn anything into a divine weapon to use against gods. So at the end, it ended in humans' victory again. But then the 5th round was against the god of destruction, Shiva. And in that fight, the human side had to face defeat this time. Both sides had suffered losses, and because of this, the gods had to take humans seriously now, because when Buddha took their side, it turned the whole tides of this battle. Zero was a local god, but the corruption got to him, which turned him into a real destroyer. Yet Buddha beat him in the end, which made it a 3-3 tie. But after that, Gol came to notify that the surgery was a success, and Buddha's life was out of danger. So with that out of the way, Brunhild was able to put her mind into her work, and this time she chose Qin Shi Huang to go against Hades. So what happened earlier was that after Buddha won for humans, Hermes gave an eyeful to Ares, so he thought now he has to step up for the gods to gain upper hand. He was all talk, no bite, but when he tried to come forward, Hades took the chance, because he wanted to take revenge for Poseidon. Not knowing this, Brunhild was planning to win the next round anyhow to secure an upper hand. But in her room, Nostradamus again came to mess around. Gol didn't know about him, so Nostradamus said the gods will ultimately win. And poor Gol even believed his words. His annoying nature always gets everyone, but what surprised her was the name for the next round. It's Hades. And those two started getting annoying, so first she threw them out and chose Qin Shi for the match. Qin Shi, let's say he's a piece of work. He was so bored of waiting that he thought the VIP lounge for gods was the place. The way he walked past Ares and Hermes was quite hilarious, and took the seat like he owned it. Ares asked Hermes who's this new god, but Hermes enlightened him that it's a human, so Ares tried to make Qin understand that this place is for gods. But Qin didn't care and gave a teaser of his strength. Ares couldn't believe that he, the god of war, got thrown out so easily. Hermes was in shock too, but Qin said he likes this place, so he's not moving one bit. And after that, Ares got boiled and again tried his slick move, only to face humiliation twice. Just how in the world did he have this much power without his divine weapon? Hermes also took a liking to him, So when Chin asked for a drink, he personally poured him honey water. And just then, Gol came to take him back because Chin was not obeying their orders to wait in the waiting room. Understanding this guy takes a lot of brain cells, even for gods. So Brunhild told him that he's next for the round, so they have to go. But Chin refused. And why? Because he thinks wherever he stands, a road appears that leads him to his destination. Well, that was weird, but Heimdall proceeded with his work to announce the next fighter of the human side, and Chin didn't appear. For once, he thought he messed up with the timing. But nah, he saw a group of people, or you could say all the kings from Chinese history gathered right beneath, and rolled out a red carpet for Qin Shi that would lead him to his place, cringeworthy yet cool at the same time. Qin Shi is known as the King of Kings, the first king who unified all the 6 states and formed the great empire of China around 550 years ago. And after his grand appearance came his partner. She was a fireball named Alvidar. She was going thermonuclear on Qin Shi, but he rizzed her up with one single move and she assimilated. She turned into a divine armor. But wouldn't a blade or some sort of offensive weapon have been great for the fight? Because the opponent is the god of hell himself. And while he was coming to the stage, a servant of Poseidon met him and asked for a favor. He presented a part of his trident and asked Hades to avenge Poseidon. So as the older brother, Hades took it upon himself and matched his own weapon with that broken part. With this, all the preparations were done. So now, it's about time for the fight. But just as Hades came to the arena, a chill followed his every step. After all, he's the oldest among the Greek brothers and the king of hell, who controls every nasty and powerful being. So that's how Hades slowly approached with full confidence to take down Qin in one single blow. But amazingly, Qin dodged his attack even though he had his blindfold. Hades' attack resembled Poseidon, and somehow when Hades seemed to have taken the upper hand when he landed a blow on Qin, Qin deflected his next attack so smoothly and diverted it back to Hades. It reminds me of Black Panther's suit that absorbs kinetic energy and releases it at the user's will. But that is where the video has to end for today. But tomorrow, a new part will come. So make sure you have subscribed and hit the bell icon if you don't want to miss it. Till then, take care.